So as we get ready for Placebo and the Juicy Kids, it's a big match for Placebo. They really all are at this point as we get into game number one of a best of five, and Godsmilla takes a pretty clean kickoff win to start things off. It'll be killer number 7 giving one away to McLovin, an open net, and it's Placebo who strike first.
Now, I do not know what happened on this kickoff. Killer number 7 sends this ball straight up to McLovin. A poor decision on his choice, and Heavy wasn't back in time. Way to start off the game, though, for Placebo.
It only took 6 seconds for Placebo to strike first. And now the Juicy Kids find themselves behind the 8 ball. They probably didn't expect to be early on, as Frag has to make a save. Again, he's been their scorer for the most part. He is leading the team in goals coming into week 3. Heavy comes up empty, so it'll be killer number 7. He's given another one away, and a shot just cleared off the line. They're playing bingo with the post, and McLovin's got his second.
McLovin the second on the day, and the pressure has yet to cease so far in this match. The Juicy Kids haven't had an offensive opportunity yet, and we're only 30 seconds into this match.
Well, this is not the start that the Juicy Kids were looking for at all. It's almost like they might have psyched themselves out after beating Servette earlier tonight. As Frag now looking to leave one for anybody in particular, but it's McLovin who has the clear. Godsmilla looking to set up another, but he can't. And it'll be cleared back downfield as killer number 7 again giving chase, but he's had a tough time getting going here in the first minute.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that the Juicy Kids have actually gotten the ball down into the orange zone, but so far just seems like they haven't been able to keep up that pressure. They put that ball into the corner, and there's no follow-up. Looks like they're getting their wits about them, though, in the defensive end. The rotations are there. The spacing is good from what I'm seeing so far. I just want to see less hesitation on the offensive zone.
McLovin bombs one away right to Godsmilla, and back into the offensive zone it goes for Placebo. They have dominated most of the offensive possession, at least in the first 80 seconds. McLovin from the skies, and Al Dente coming in as well. Couldn't get that on target. Godsmilla will try, and that's kicked away as well. So more opportunities for Placebo. We know they can attack based on this first minute and a half. The question is, can they defend once the Juicy Kids get onto the offensive side of the field, if they ever do? McLovin again looking for the hat trick, and he'll take out Heavy along the way.
I'm loving the rotations we're seeing from Placebo right now. So far, you notice that even though a man is rotating back, if he sees the ball anywhere in his vicinity, even without boost, he's going to challenge that ball to keep it in the offensive zone. So important, and it looks like the first shot is on the board for the Juicy Kids, killer number 7, but easily defended by Placebo.
Great pass across from Frag. Unfortunately, nobody there. Almost a double commit between Heavy, but Killer called him off. And Al Dente delayed flip to get this out of the zone. I don't think Juicy Kids were expecting that at all. And meanwhile, it's just been all Placebo throughout the entire first half of this game. Juicy Kids not able to get into the offensive zone.
Oh.
You may remember too, Subi, it was Placebo that gave up a record number of assists, or a record tying number of assists to Servette's Mummy Snow back in that first week, but they haven't allowed any passing plays to come out at all from the Juicy Kids.
Yeah, and that's just that pressure in the midfield. Nice bump there in net, and Heavy takes advantage. The first one on the board for the Juicy Kids.
Not maybe the cleanest passing play because they had to utilize the defense of Al Dente, but one mistake is really all it takes for the Juicy Kids to take advantage. They finally get on the board. That's got to be big for them now, starting the second half. Almost like it's a brand new game now. Still down a goal, though. Looking to level this up and perhaps force overtime down the road, as it'll be Frag and Al Dente colliding in the corner. Godsmilla comes up empty. Here goes Frag. They got numbers going back the other way. Killer number 7 banged it off the back wall. Don't think it was touched, but it just kind of died there, and there's no opportunity. Back to the drawing board for the Juicy Kids.
Yeah, and on that push forward, it was a nice clear by Placebo, but there was no follow-up, and another open net. Killer number 7 recognizes it, and we have a tie ball game, Stacks.
Not many of these shots have been defended because they've come off of second chance opportunities. This one, clean rebound right to killer number 7, has the whole net to shoot at, and here we are, all knotted up with a $1:42 to go, as the Juicy Kids, they have weathered the storm here. They've come back against Placebo. Now the pressure goes back onto the side of Placebo, having not won a series yet, having not won a game yet. now you got to wonder, oh no, here we go again. Godsmilla gets this one by the guy who set up a couple goals in week 1, has a big one here in week 3.
Yeah, just a nice hard shot, aiming for the corner of the goal, and he gets a little help from Frag there, goes off his bumper into the net. He had no angle to save that ball, and once again, Placebo are up, but they need to maintain the pressure to hold on to this lead.
It's killer number 7 now. All the way across for Frag, and Al Dente stops a screamer on its way to the net. And now it'll be Al Dente battling with killer number 7, and I think it was important that Killer got there instead of Al Dente. That threw the pass off. And it'll be Killer again. He's been all over the place for the Juicy Kids here in game 1. He really has been a thorn in the side of Placebo. Once he got going, you kind of knew that the storm would be coming, and it has been for killer number 7 and this Juicy Kids team. They need another equalizer though. Killer softly off the backboard, but nobody there to follow up. Just the timing not working out here in the final minute.
And the boost steal so far ineffective from the Juicy Kids. Al Dente, I was about to say, but Placebo doing a great job working with a low amount of boost, being patient, seeing those full boost pads in the corner, but waiting until the right moment, not leaving the ball uncontested in the midfield.
Last call for the Juicy Kids if they're going to get an equalizer. The ball's on the wrong side of the field for them, though. Killer number 7 got a touch there, tried to control it, but Al Dente is there to challenge. Cannot give any of these guys time and space. They have just that. The pass too strong for Frag. It's still going to get through with 5 seconds, and it's off the crossbar. Should have been a tie game, but it goes back the other way. Juicy Kids are robbed, and can they get back down for another opportunity? That one may be a bit too strong. Back the other way it goes, and Placebo, they survived by the skin of their teeth to take game 1.
They survived by the skin of their teeth and a little bit of lady luck on their side. The missed shot, the end of the game that should have been tied up. We should be watching overtime right now, but you got to put that in the back of your mind. If you're on the Juicy Kids, mistakes will happen. Do not let it bring you down. Placebo, one of the lower tier teams in the rival series. Remember that. Take advantage of the small mistakes that they're going to put onto the field.
Yeah, so for Placebo, they do get their first win. Any game at all here in the rival series. And now, Subi, the question goes to the Juicy Kids. You talked about it just a moment ago. How do you put this one behind you? How do you overcome what you just experienced there? We expected, I guess, from the pros at this level, but it's still got to be, it's got to sting a lot, I would think, to have a game, at least overtime should have been a guarantee, but you miss that off the crossbar. It's going to be tough to recover.
They are seasoned veterans, though, in the rival series, and they know this. They played in the promotion tournament. This is nothing new for them. They're used to the little bit of heartbreak. Placebo on cloud 9 right now. They get their first ever win in the rival series. They're starting to feel comfortable, but sometimes that high feeling can lead to you making a little bit of mistakes from overcommitment. If I am on the Juicy Kids right now, I'm going to realize that and try and just the first minute, play it patient, and then take advantage of that over-aggression.
On to Urban Central for game number 2. Juicy Kids and Placebo, as the opening kickoff going the way of the Juicy Kids. It was 6 seconds that Placebo took to get their opening goal in game 1. No such luck this time around. They're facing a lot of pressure instead. You have to imagine that the Juicy Kids, just like Placebo, were hungry for an early start. We'll be looking for an early goal to kind of erase the, I guess, the despair they were feeling after hitting the crossbar. Heavy just able to get a piece of this. And it'll be around to, looks like Heavy trying to bomb another one away. Killer downfield, and it's going to be just wide for Godsmilla. Heavy up the ladder again. All the pressure we saw from Placebo in game 1 is on the side of the Juicy Kids here, and it's killer number 7.
Such a refreshing feeling for the Juicy Kids. They're used to the slow starts in game number 1, and Frag going in, looking for the net, trying to bully somebody to clear the way. Thankfully, the advantage was taken, and Juicy Kids take the early lead.
Killer number 7 leading the team in shots taken. Plenty of goals to go along with it. Took a couple there to get his first goal of game number 2. Godsmilla now trying to get this out of the zone. They've got to utilize those team passing plays. Try and be greater than the sum of their parts perhaps on the defensive end. It'll be Frag now against Godsmilla. Killer number 7 came in as well. It's almost a triple commit for the Juicy Kids. They do get away with it though. Everybody back into their rotations, but that really could have been a little scary there, Subi.
Definitely could have, and they're starting to cheat up, the Juicy Kids are. You saw it right there. Frag a little too far forward as the pass came in and they turned that ball over. Let's see if Placebo can take advantage of that. You see Al Dente with a nice challenge in the midfield. They're really trying to maintain the possession there.
Killer number 7 coming on. Heavy is lurking. Killer waiting for the rebound, but it's going to kick out to Frag. This will angle down. Killer's there, but it didn't come down nearly as much as he was hoping. I think he expected that to kind of waterfall down in front of the net. Instead, it kicks way out. Opportunity gone by the wayside, and now Placebo have to get out of their own end. Al Dente just kind of fumbling around. He has made it out. This through the air, and he still could not finish it at the end. The defense for the Juicy Kids just got there in the nick of time.
And the demo really working for Placebo right now. They got a demo in the defensive end, which was able to transition into this offensive momentum we're seeing right now. Really want to see them continue this. Do not let the Juicy Kids feel comfortable at all. Nice pass downfield, and the redirect from Godsmilla on target.
Yeah, this is great stuff from Godsmilla. On his way back, but he realizes there's an empty net behind him. Has to give this one last touch. Great redirect and a clutch goal for Godsmilla. We may be saying that a lot as the evening rolls on here. Godsmilla ties up game number 2 as the Placebo squad trying to get their first match win of the rival series here. Again, this is only their second opportunity here, well into week number 3, as McClovin will send another one all the way down. That kicks up and out for him, but Killer number 7, he sensed McClovin was there, had the clear away from him, and now it's Heavy looking to take advantage of Frag in the middle. Killer in the air. He's usually deadly, but he's banged another one off the crossbar. The crossbar proving to be the MVP yet again for Placebo. Bailed him out big time.
Not only for Placebo, but the entire region of EU, RLCS, and Rival Series. If you've got them on your fantasy team, you're doing well. But for me right now, I want to see Al Dente step up more. So far, he doesn't have a goal nor an assist in this entire series. I'd like to see a little bit more from him.
It'll be Frag now. Got a lot of power on this. Really squared it up off the wall, but Godsmilla's there to recover. And McClovin again. We've seen him a couple times try to go through the air from the side. Hasn't worked out just yet. Minute 13 to go. Another opportunity, but Heavy there. Good rotations for the Juicy Kids. They're going to need more of it. Here's McClovin. That was intentionally wide, trying to set up a rebound, but it didn't work out. Another one in front. That's going to kick away. Golden opportunity, but nobody's there except Frag to bomb another one away. Really, you have to imagine this, well, never mind. Thought that the next team to take advantage was going to have a huge advantage the rest of the game. It's Killer number 7 who scores on an empty net thanks to Frag.
Yeah, and right there, Al Dente was just stuck in no man's land for about 10 seconds. Was trying to cheat forward, cherry pick for that outlet pass. Wasn't there for him. He just had to turn around and got stuck in the mid of the field, and the demo came out, leaving that net wide open. Juicy Kids doing a great job so far, not folding under the pressure of this game number 2.
So this time they do convert on the goal they needed. 2-1 lead now, trying to tie the series. Placebo on the attack though. Godsmilla, that's in front. Heavy needs the clear. It's to the middle, usually a no-no, but Killer number 7 is there, and a loose ball collected by Godsmilla. That's a double commit though. Seeing a little bit of hero ball from Placebo. Somebody trying to make a play. Godsmilla looking for Al Dente. That's too close to the backboard for him. One more opportunity. Closing seconds. McClovin got the shot through, but Frag is there to clear it away. One last chance is sent away, and Frag will finish it off. It'll be 3-1 for the Juicy Kids. More importantly, they tie up the series.
Yeah, and they just looked like a brand new team in this game number 2. Really put game 1 behind him, and you could see that that was apparent in this game. I love what we saw from Heavy, getting involved, 2 assists in this game, and Killer and Frag doing what they do best, just being great teammates to their third member. And I'm just astounded at Heavy's performance today. He knew that he was the lacking member in week 1, came out this week and really stepping up to the performance.
And what a difference a game makes. The Juicy Kids that time out shooting Placebo 9-3. Placebo, boy, they're going to need a lot more shots than that. And again, they didn't have many shots in their previous match. So this was almost kind of like a big step backwards for them. The Juicy Kids really dominating the offensive flow of really at least three-fifths of that game. Now we move on into game 3, though, and this is where it gets to be crunch time for both these teams, because now the winner is 1 win away from getting a much-needed win here in the rival series. For the Juicy Kids, it would make them 3-1 if they take this series. Placebo, again, trying to get on the board, trying to make that path to the top just a little shorter.
Yeah, well, they have made massive strides this week. They did get the win in game number 1 and 3 goals nonetheless. I believe that's all they've had the entire season. So well done by them. They're starting to feel good, but in this game, there was no continued pressure. They would clear the ball, bomb it down the field, and no one to follow up, so it was just so easy for the Juicy Kids to really put that pressure on them.
So the Juicy Kids and Placebo will go at it again. Game 3, tie-breaking game in this best of 5. And it'll be taken by, looks like Heavy is able to beat everybody to the play. Can't get this on target, needs Killer, and the defense of Al Dente disrupted the shot just enough. A golden opportunity again for the Juicy Kids. They've had plenty of them, but they haven't always converted.
Yeah, I know that we were kind of talking about Al Dente last game, saying that he hasn't had a goal nor an assist, but he has really held down the backside of the field for Placebo. A ton of saves on the board, and that's huge for him. He knows his role, and he is fitting in it perfectly.
McLovin double touch, but couldn't get this on target, nor could he get it in front. Godsmilla has to go track it down instead. Heavy, big time clear. That's going to give his teammates time to set up on the offensive end. Shot just wide. Godsmilla still had to save it. Another opportunity, one-on-one on the other side, but Frag is there. Rebound by Godsmilla, set away by Heavy. Plenty of defense on either side in the opening minute of game 3. And Frag is right there on the doorstep. Defense into offense. Juicy Kids strike first.
Taking advantage of all of the little misplays. You see the slight misplay from Godsmilla there. Couldn't quite get on the wall. That led to an open pass from Killer number 7. 1 minute to get their first goal in this game. Placebo really need to change things up right now.
Al Dente right there for Heavy as the Juicy Kids look to add another one quickly. They'll have a chance now after the miss by Godsmilla. Back and forth passing plays, but Killer couldn't connect with Heavy. The passing just a little off key there for the Juicy Kids, though Frag did steal that corner boost from McLovin before paying the price. Now it's McLovin off the respawn. And Godsmilla just throwing one across. Not really to anybody in particular, though. The passing, again, it hasn't been on point. And Heavy denied by Godsmilla. That looked like it had high potential to make it 2-0 to the Juicy Kids.
And Godsmilla with the ice water in his veins right now. Waited until the last very second to go up for that ball, knowing that the air dribble was coming. He didn't know how much boost was in the tank for the offender, so he waits until that ball is right in front of the net and puts a nice save on the ball.
The margin for error on the defensive end, very slim at this level. And right now you feel like sometimes Placebo are getting away with some. They're kind of running into that ramp in front of the goal. Al Dente, great stuff there on Heavy. Now a chance, 3-on-2 the other way. Godsmilla gonna take it himself against Killer number 7. Needs some help from Al Dente, but it's Frag who has the clear. Good opportunity there for Placebo. You can see the wheels starting to turn in their heads a little bit, but they don't have anything to show for it except a deficit that was again almost 2-zip.
Oh, almost, but it hits right post, then left post, and rings out. McLovin with the shot on target, catches Juicy Kids out of their rotation, nobody back, and we have a tie ball game.
Yeah, McLovin, similar to how he scored in game one, it was an empty net. He kind of caught the defense out of position. It's a big goal here for Placebo that ties the game. Still 2:11 to go. It's an eternity in Rocket League. Overtime not on either of these players' minds, as Heavy comes up empty, and Juicy Kids have to scramble back. It wasn't the most graceful defensive rotation, but it at least got the job done for a moment, as Al Dente looking for the double touch to get by Heavy, but he comes up empty there. Now Godsmilla, that's left for killer number 7 through traffic, and McLovin, the only one back near the net, does make the save, and that's another big clear for Al Dente.
That was not only a great save from McLovin, but he saw that killer number 7 was still in the air. The possibility of a touch was on that ball, and he put that ball down and to the side, to the corner, to keep it away from him. Very smart placement from him. Love the smart gameplay we're seeing so far.
90 seconds to go, another quality pass. It looked like from McLovin, but again, nobody there in the middle for it, so the timing doesn't work out. Al Dente all the way back. That's another quality save for Placebo. Not just enough to stop the shot from going anywhere near the net, but to then get it out of harm's way as well. So often you see a ball, Subi, that ends up in the middle of the field off a save, and it's just a juicy rebound. That time he made sure to get it out to the corner, and it's really been a staple of the Placebo defense for the most part.
Oh, what a pass. A little off his mark, though. And one thing that holds true not only in the rival series, but especially RLCS, is you have to be able to take advantage of mistakes when you are a team. You've got to be able to capitalize on, though, because they are very far in between each other when they come. So when they do happen, be sure to be there and capitalize on that. We saw that from McLovin on the poor rotation from Juicy Kids. He was able to put that one on, tie this game up. Now we're in the golden goal territory, 30 seconds remaining in this match.
Don't want to speak too hastily, but one goal may in fact be enough to give one team a 2-1 lead here in game 3, or in the series as well. So that's going to be off the crossbar, down and in, and where Juicy Kids hit the bar and it kicked away. Placebo, the iron, very kind to them. Al Dente's got a huge goal.
Bar down, baby, and you can see killer number 7 expecting that to bounce out. He was going to go for that booming clear, but instead, Al Dente steps up at the perfect time, giving them the lead in this game and possibly the series lead as well.
5 seconds. Time not on the side of the Juicy Kids, but we've seen them keep that ball in the air forever. It's Heavy and killer number 7, a Heavy double commit, and Placebo get another clutch goal in the final minute. More importantly, now they're one win away from their first series win in the rival series.
What is going on with these games?
No kidding, right?
The top teams are facing the bottom teams, and they look the exact same. I love that Placebo was obviously the worst team in the rival series. I don't think they'll take offense to me saying that, but they might like me saying they look like one of the best this week. They're playing out of their minds right now. The fact that they're leading the Juicy Kids is absolutely insane. This was a team that was in the promotion tournament last season, and now they're looking like they might not even be in the top 4. Placebo is doing great right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is incredible. So let's go through the results again. So Team Secret beats Placebo. Servette beats Team Secret. Juicy Kids beat Servette. So Placebo beats the Juicy Kids. Who's the better team? Do we even know at this point?
I don't really know math, so I don't know what I was doing with my fingers there. But, yeah, I don't know. It just goes to show you every week things can change. Teams might scrim just one time a week because they feel confident. You can tell Placebo's been grinding. They've been playing every single day at a high level as a team. They're not going out. They're not trying the new Far Cry. They're not trying any other game out there. It's Rocket League or die.
It is Placebo leading the Juicy Kids 2-1. Going on into game number 4. Could be the final game of this match. Important kickoff, as we've seen early pressure lead to goals for both teams so far in this series. It'll be Al Dente with possession. And we've seen he likes to do a lot with it. He's going to have to give up to Frag and the Juicy Kids. Now Godsmilla. Can he follow this up? No, Heavy is there well ahead of him. But a miss from Frag. That could have been dangerous if not for the presence of killer number 7. Al Dente trying to interfere with Heavy as well, but he does make the clear under pressure. And now the Juicy Kids They really get the first quality offensive look, but it's taken away. Frag now. Just trying to get this out of the zone. It's one-on-one between Heavy and McLovin, and it's Frag and Heavy who do have to combine for the save and the clear.
Frag was falling down from the skies right there like a shooting star, got in front of that ball and made such a clutch save, keeping this game tied. They know they don't want to go down, especially this early in the game. They want to maintain possession of this ball and be the aggressors in this match.
It's Frag now looking for killer number 7. He was trying to harass the defense in front, didn't work out. Now McLovin. Thought maybe he would have had Al Dente, instead it's Godsmilla. Oh, and had McLovin been streaking towards the net, he may have had a point blank opportunity. Instead, now it's Al Dente who has to try and make the challenge at midfield. Godsmilla comes up with it instead, and Frag with the save. More importantly, getting it out of harm's way again. No goals in the first 90 seconds. We had seen a goal by this point, at least, in every single game so far. But now it seems like the teams have really settled in. They're very, very familiar with each other's offensive prowess.
Yeah, both teams being a little more patient right now. You can see them spread out on the field. Look how far back Frag was right there, waiting till the very last second to put pressure on that ball. They got caught last game without someone in the net. They're not going to allow that to happen in this game.
In front, and McLovin has another one sent away. Frag trying to just deaden the impact there using the tires. It's left a rebound for Killer, and that's saved by Godsmilla. Somehow he just got the side of his car on that. A desperation flail towards the ball, makes the save, but as he only delayed the inevitable, Heavy trying to take out Godsmilla. Another critical save. Boy, Godsmilla was a huge part of the offense in week 1. He's had a week off, and now he's playing it on both sides of the field. He really has felt like the MVP so far for Placebo, especially here in Game 4.
Well, he is a giant lizard, so it is hard to miss him, especially on the field, which is a very small field in Rocket League for 3 players. But right now, neither team wanting to budge, neither team wanting to break. I'm seeing constant smart plays left and right, whether it be a clear, a save, positioning, and rotations. They're just playing so mindful right now.
Down to 2 minutes. In again, a must-win game for the Juicy Kids, trailing in the series 2-1. Godsmilla looking for Al Dente. He's able to get around there. Godsmilla wins the challenge over Heavy. Here's McLovin. That may kick in. It does. Calculated off the ceiling.
What an absolute setup from Al Dente. He initially sets that play up with the small pass to Godsmilla, and then Godsmilla to McLovin, and McLovin knows his only angle is up, so he aims for the ceiling, and it goes down right into the net. Placebo have not only the lead in this game, but the series lead, and with this, they could possibly put Juicy Kids down.
Or wouldn't that just shake up the entire standings? Something we see in this rival series. Everybody can beat everybody. That is what we've had proven to us so far in just these 2.5 weeks. We're not even through week 3 just yet. It's Al Dente. Again, just stuffing that ball deep into the Juicy Kids zone. Every time this ball goes back to the blue side of the field, the task gets just a little bit tougher for the Juicy Kids as they get an opportunity right at McLovin. Another save for Placebo. Al Dente with a power clear. Back down the other way it goes, and the Juicy Kids are back to the drawing board as Frag comes up empty.
Smart play there from Al Dente, waiting until he knew McLovin was behind him to get up on that wall in the spider position. He got there, was able to clear that ball, and so far, Juicy Kids unable to control this midfield.
It'll be Killer circling around. He's got to rely on Frag, who again, he doesn't have a ton of shots, but he's been efficient when he does. Quick turn from Frag, not able to win possession. 30 seconds remain, and Frag's got to clear another one. It's a booming clear, but again, right at Godsmilla. They're not using their teammates at all to get out of the zone. May have got lucky here, though. Heavy with a full tank of boost. Can he read this? No, he's got to retreat again. Down to 8 seconds. A decent challenge from Heavy, but this ball's coming back into the blue zone again. And one last chance has just about gone by the wayside. Killer needs to win this, and he doesn't. Godsmilla, has he clinched the series? Not quite yet. Heavy will try again. McLovin to kill it, and Placebo are 1-1 in the rival series.